Welcome to Countdown to World Youth Day, EWTN Radio's exclusive World Youth Day coverage, live from Rio with Elena Rodriguez and Tom Price.
And welcome back. We are on live once again from our studios here in Irondale, Alabama, and it is Countdown to World Youth Day 2013. I'm Tom Price here along with Elena Rodriguez, the girl from Ipanema. Are you there?
The girl from Ipanema is here, and my heart is about to burst open. I can't tell you how happy I am just to see the Pope with our Latin American people all throughout the morning, and finally to hear his words in Spanish. It is so emotional. It is so emotional. Spanish is my native language, so I'm just here.
Sure.
I'm just gonna explode.
Well,
if you allow me.
No, come on. We got to get through the week here. Don't explode on me. We can't have that. Now, I know that from now until the top of the hour, we're going to be bringing you some of the actual pilgrims who are right there in Rio, correct, Elena?
Oh, that's right. The pilgrims. Just talking to the pilgrims, it's just such a festive atmosphere everywhere you go. And of course, the new thing yesterday was that the catechesis sessions kicked in. And so, of course, now in 274 different locations, the young people are meeting and they're preparing for the highlight and the height and the summit of this World Youth Day, which will be, of course, a closing mass with our Holy Father, and that will be in Campus Fide on Sunday. But every event leads up, builds up, and I'm just so overwhelmed. I mean, going back to this morning when we have heard the voice of our Holy Father encouraging us in faith and to be very very protective of the youngest people. He said of the extremes, the young people and the elderly. And this is what we just experienced here from the cathedral, the Metropolitan Cathedral of Rio, where the Holy Father has just now met with, I'm still trying to round up the numbers, but roughly 40,000 Argentinians.
It was cram-packed full. And what was, I think, very, very touching to me personally is that he was almost begging people to pray for him, and that is that sign of humility of his that we see time and time again.
Oh, and that is so wonderful because it is so authentic. What you see is what you get. And at the Metropolitan Cathedral with the Argentinian people, he was just now saying, I am so sorry that you are behind the barricades. I wish there would be no barricades, but of course, I wish I could come out and sit with you. And I understand, I know that we have to keep certain rules for security and all that, but I wish I could be with you, and I wish you could all be in here with me. But he encouraged the people from Argentina, and through the people from Argentina to the whole world, and he said, you have to go out and make noise, you have to go out and make a difference. You cannot let the church or the parishes become an NGO. I'm translating for Spanish here. In Spanish, you say ONG. You cannot let the church become an organization, bureaucracy. You have to go and make disciples of all nations. And he also quoted, this is very beautiful, St. Matthew 25:40. Yeah. Whatsoever you do to the least of my people, that you do unto me.
Sure.
And this relates very much so with we were blessed to have Father Max Medina with the Missionaries of the Poor as one of our guests in our broadcast studio in our very special radio show yesterday. And that is very much what they do. They take care of the poor, to the least of the people who are discarded by the rest of society. And today we see and we hear the Holy Father encouraging us to go and take care of the least of the people and make them, because we cannot be a society that discards away, that throws away whatever doesn't seem to be useful. And he said, once again, protect the young people and protect the elderly. So he is speaking to life as well.
Indeed.
Life protection from conception to natural death.
That's what it's all about. Well, we got started a little bit late this hour because of this. Thank you. This little unscheduled event, and that's fine. This is live broadcasting. We just kind of roll with it. So I want to get right to one of those interviews. Do you have one that you'd like to begin with?
Oh, let me see, and something that we can start us off with. And this is an encounter of cultures, and you see so many flags here, and you want to talk to all of them, and it's just incredible what you get to see. And I'm going to show you, and I'm going to let you listen to one of the conversations that we had yesterday at one of the catechesis sessions at Vivo Rio.
Okay.
And mainly they were in English, but we were able to see people from all nations. And this is one of the conversations we had with the youth from Poland who were there, but of course they speak English, so they can share their joy with us as well.
Very thankful to him for that. And very often when we meet people from other countries, they right away associate us with the Pope John Paul. So it's definitely nice to be able to do that.
Are other people coming to you, young people, asking you for a chance to take pictures with the group and exchange information?
Yes, definitely. Every time they see us, they say Poland, Pope John Paul II. They associate us with him.
You were just now participating in the catechesis here at the Viva Rio Center. What do you think about the catechesis?
Actually, we just came in.
Oh, you just came in? Oh, okay. How wonderful. Have you participated in any catechesis in the Diocese of New Jersey where you were preparing before coming to Rio?
Yeah, before coming to Rio, we met up with our archdiocese. We had a pre-World Youth Day rally in the Archdiocese of New York. We had a pilgrim commissioning and blessing before we came here. And this morning we had catechesis, but it was Polish catechesis.
That is wonderful. Well, I wish you a very good World Youth Day and that you may really go out there and make disciples of all nations.
Thank you very much.
Go and make disciples of all nations, of course, being the theme of World Youth Day.
Yeah.
And that is St. Matthew 28:19. And every World Youth Day has its theme. But we have just... as much as everything was organized, again, it's just so wonderful to see the Holy Father breaking protocol. And I think today he has added a new theme, and that would be Matthew 25:40. Whatsoever you do to the least of my people, that you do unto me. And he has done so by mentioning that specifically at the Metropolitan Cathedral just minutes ago when he met with the people, his compatriots from his homeland of Argentina, but also today, this morning, visiting the community of Varginha.
Yes, visiting the poor where they live. He's going to see people right where they are. And I think that makes a powerful statement really for all of us.
It sure does, because it's not just do what I'm telling you to do. It is do what I'm showing you to do. So it's show, not tell. And he was there. He met with the community, and he was able to embrace the children. The children were able to embrace him. Originally, what was planned is that he was going to go into one of the homes and just come in and walk in and sit down with them. But there were just so many people who wanted to be together with him. It ended up being on a stage where everybody could have access to him. But he took his time going through the crowd, and he didn't seem to have any problem or any concern about security. We do have to realize that this is one of the most dangerous communities. There have been crimes and in terms of drugs, but the people were so friendly, so welcoming, that you just felt that he was safer than any other place, really.
Sure.
And you could see the smiles on the faces. I particularly remember a young boy of about maybe the age of 10, 11, who was so touched when he embraced the Holy Father, he broke into tears. And I'm very sure that young man is going to grow up to be a man of good for society. And he has been very deeply touched today by God, by the presence of God. This is typical of meeting the Holy Father.
Beautiful.
When you can feel that presence of the Holy Spirit.
Yes. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have lots more audio. Elena was able to interview quite a few people there in Rio, so we're going to hear some of that in just a few moments. Keep it here on EWTN. It's Countdown to World Youth Day.
Johnette Bankovic talks about the National Catholic Register.
I recommend the National Catholic Register to all Catholics who want to discover what it means to live their faith in this our day and time. We get the clear, unbiased news of today because The National Catholic Register takes its cue from the mind and the heart of the Church. It really becomes a tool by which we are able to live that abundant life in Jesus Christ and to share that life with others. The National Catholic Register seeks to meet people where they are, seeks to meet people where they are in their walk of faith, where they are practically in their lives at the moment.
To start your subscription to the National Catholic Register today, go to EWTN.com and click on the banner for the Register, or call 800-854-6316. That's EWTN.com and click on the Register subscription banner, or call 800-854-6316.
Let's return to EWTN Radio's exclusive World Youth Day coverage, live from Rio.
Hey, thanks for joining us. It's 21 after the hour. We're going to take this right up until 55. So, Elena, you've got another interview for us right now, right?
That is correct. But let me take you for a moment to last night when the catechism session started. We went over to Vivo Rio, which is one of the major facilities that holds it's an arena. It holds a large number of people. And the festivities there were going on. It was very interesting because you had the catechism sessions with the bishops and the priests, and this was all in the English language. And then in the middle of all that, all of a sudden you had Eucharistic adoration, and the whole arena, the whole stage was taken over by the monstrance, and the young people, like tons and tons and tons of them. I couldn't even count them all. I couldn't even tell you how many they were.
Really?
I'm just guessing. I just have to guess that it could have been easily maybe close to 5,000 people.
Wow.
Were there in coming in and out, because there are groups coming and going and coming and going. There Eucharistic adoration, and then they wrap up, and then they come out and they have this time of social, being able to talk to each other, meet with each other, and then after that, all of a sudden they turn around the stage and they're having a concert, and so all of a sudden where you had Eucharistic adoration, this was going on.
Really?
So,
I'm blessed to have a scheduled time for Eucharistic adoration here in Birmingham. I don't think I've ever heard that in our chapel.
It's amazing. You can see the young people just jumping up for joy and praising our Lord Jesus Christ.
Beautiful.
And they were just, they couldn't fit all in there. And so out in the halls, and the music was very loud. And they were also trying to make friends at the same time, trying to find each other, because some of them got lost, and trying to also find some time of quiet and peace to meditate, because these young people are very aware that God has them here for a reason, that they've been blessed enough to come, that their friends are left back home, but they are here, their relatives are left back home, they are here, and they are very convinced that God is going to call them. And we had actually a chance to speak to a young lady, Katie Bloom from Philly, the city of brotherly love, who is about to go into the convent in September, and she is preparing by coming to World Youth Day. So she had this conversation with us, and this is what she had to say. You're holding, and I notice you're holding a very beautiful yellow rose. What is the meaning of that?
It's just, I think, a sign from the Holy Spirit that I am meant to be here in Rio and to keep following God's will for my life, discerning my vocation.
Oh my goodness, how beautiful. And where do you think God is calling you to be?
Right now, He's revealed that I'm called to be with the IHM, Immaculate Heart of Mary Sisters, in Immaculata, Pennsylvania in September.
That is beautiful. So you're getting ready right after World Youth Day to just pretty much pack your life together and go into vocational discernment.
Yes, correct. It's been a busy but excited preparation, and I'm so blessed and thankful that the Lord has allowed me to come to Rio to discover all He has for my life and my vocation.
And you are very radiant with joy as you're saying that with a beautiful beaming smile. Is this your first World Youth Day?
Yes, this is my first World Youth Day.
And you have a flag of the United States of America wrapped all over your head. Have you had other young people come to you and just strike up a friendship? Complete strangers?
Yes, the Brazilians have been so friendly and welcoming, and we've been able to trade a lot of things with the American flag on it, and they just see Americans, and they're so excited to see us, and we're so excited to see them, and we've taken lots of pictures and met lots of friends.
How is World Youth Day, do you think, going to play a role in your vocational discernment when you go into the convent?
I think it's just a great experience to take with me, and to always know that the Lord has His hand upon our life and that He'll always show us the way, even though we might not understand it at the time.
What challenges have you had so far trying to discern that call from the Lord? Has it been very, very clear, or has that brought you some challenging moments and moments of doubt?
Well, there's always challenges no matter what you're discerning, but especially such a big call as your vocation in life. So it's been very important for me to stay faithful to prayer and the sacraments. And through that, the Lord's been able to show me where He wants me to be, even though there's been some doubt along the way and struggles, just like any discernment. And right now, preparing to enter, the temptations of the world and distractions can be very real, but to just know that the Lord has something more for me in September.
Well, all of our EWTN radio listeners will be keeping you in our prayers for sure.
Thank you so much.
God bless you, and may the theme of World Youth Day come true in your life. Go and make disciples of all nations.
Thank you so much. God bless.
And we have heard that from so many people that this is really kind of a hotbed for vocations. And that goes back, golly, as long as we've been carrying these on EWTN.
It really does, and you can see, and when you speak to the people, they are very aware, the young people, they're very aware that they may have a calling, and they might not be sure where they're going. They might not be sure what God is asking from them. They don't even know what's going to happen, in some cases, a few weeks after they get back from World Youth Day. But they don't seem to be worried about it. They're here just enjoying, taking in the moment, and they're very trusting. Now, it's also a big lesson for all the pilgrims, especially the youngest ones, to be out of their country for the very first time, facing challenges like they have never faced before.
Sure.
And it's been a hard lesson for some of them. Coming to a World Youth Day, no matter where in the world, it's no easy task. You have to go through a lot of, it's very uncomfortable inconveniences. Sometimes they get separated from their group and they get scared, and or they fear from somebody else who is not in the group anymore, and they just left them behind, and they don't know if they'll find each other again. The crowds are enormous, but all of these things are teaching the young people many lessons that are good lessons for life. And we actually came across a group who told us all about the challenges that they have been facing. They come from Vermont, their first time in Brazil. Wow. A group of young ladies and some other young men who were not in the group right then and there, but I did speak to their group leader, and this is the conversation that we had. Now hold on to your hats, because it gets better toward the end. Very good. So we met up with a group of young people. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. And I had a hint that you were from the United States because you're wearing flags all over the place. So are you taking these flags to wear around your neck, or are you giving them to people for souvenirs?
I'm Sophia. The flag is for chanting and parading around, and maybe, hopefully, in the end, I could trade it for something awesome, like a flag from Ecuador. And, yeah.
Well, that is wonderful. And where are you from?
Vermont.
What city in Vermont?
Essex Junction. It's near Burlington.
So far, what do you think of World Youth Day?
It's been fun. The first Mass that we went to was a little crowded, so we ended up leaving. That wasn't so much fun. The catechism this morning was really cool, and then there was church. We had a Mass there, and it was really awesome because everyone had a lot of energy, and that was fun. The one thing was I lost my bus pass. I think it fell out of my pants.
Things happen. You're traveling, and there's a lot going on.
Yep.
What is your name, and where are you from?
I'm Helena Rainville. I'm from Burlington, Vermont, also. So we have had a lot. Do you want me to hold it? Okay, there have been a lot of challenges and everything, but as I've been looking back at the days, everything has always turned out well in the end. Like, in the middle, it's always hectic and chaotic because nobody knows what's going on. And we've had some breakdowns, and there have been bad things have happened. But then in the end, it's always good. And sometimes we end up with ice cream. So, ice cream, you know, it's and jokes and things like that. And everything ends up turning out well. So, you know, I feel like that sort of teaches you about life, too. If you just go with it and you get through all the hard times, then there are always better things ahead. So, it's that.
A lesson to be learned, definitely. Well, you have so many flags on your ponytail around your neck. What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Natalie Hall. I'm from Burlington, Vermont. And so far, I'm so grateful to be here, to be in Rio. It has been very hectic. You wake up they ring a bell at 5:30. You wake up off the tile floor. Yikes. And then you're off. You go to breakfast, you do things, and the first Mass so far has probably been the most traumatic. I think especially for me, I'm very claustrophobic, and I couldn't move, and we were trying to get out, and it's been really dangerous. There's people sitting and pushing you so you can't move, and or they won't move. But other than that, just being in the city has been awesome, and our therapeutic ice cream. And
therapeutic ice cream. It's the first time I hear that phrase.
Well, ice cream
should not be the last.
Ice cream makes everything better. Scientifically proven.
Who else has had some difficulties they want to talk about? Yes.
I was just wanting to
remind us of your name again for our radio listeners.
I'm Sophia again. I just wanted to say that off what Helena said, we had a lot of problems, like we get up early, we go to bed really late, we're on our feet all day. We have gotten separated from our group numerous times, and just when it seems like we're not going to find them, we're just going to have to leave and hope that they're still alive, we run into them at the bus stop or at the catechism this morning, and it just works out, and we're really happy about that. And we've also made a lot of friends, just randomly Brazilians, so friendly. So that's probably been the best part, the friendly people. And that's kind of made up for the feet hurting and the bad back.
Terrible. Carrying even the lightest backpack. The most painful thing. Oh.
Long distances. They're long distances. You have to move quickly.
The bathrooms. You either have to pay or walk at least a mile through these crowds. That's a problem, especially when you have hamster bladders.
So a lot of challenges also makes you reflect on challenges that you have in your spiritual life. You've also learned that sticking together as a group is good for protection. How is that in your spiritual life also when you are facing temptations or somebody's trying to lure you away to do something that you know is not good in the bottom of your heart, but everybody else is doing it? How is safety in numbers play a role in your spiritual life? Who wants to talk about that? Yep. Your name again, remind us for our listeners.
I'm Helena again, and when you have numbers, it's a whole lot easier to follow up as a group because you feel like you can rely on somebody else and you're not only relying on yourself, and it's easier because they keep you on track and you keep them on track, and it's just not about you anymore. It's about everyone else and making sure that they're doing what's right and you're doing what's right, and it's just a support system.
Very important. Yes.
Just also about the groups, we actually have the smallest group that I've heard of. There's only 10 people, and because there's only 10, it can be challenging, but we're such a tight group that we can really just get through anything, and it's been emotional, but it's just one big adventure.
Well, there's also safety in numbers, but at the same time, a small group is easier to make friendships with and tie in. Yes.
Another thing was the great thing about World Youth Day is that even though we're a small group, we're part of a much bigger group. So whenever we see someone with backpacks or flags or just acting silly, we know that they're part of World Youth Day, and we can stop them and say hi and ask them about their day. And even if they're not helping us get where we need to go or anything, they're helping us stay sane. So that's nice.
Well, there you go.
So this is young people facing hardships and making the best out of it. Ice cream is therapeutic, as we just heard.
You know, it's not just World Youth Days, but really all big events like this. There are some that come off better than others. I'm reminded here of the Olympics. You know, for every really successful one that is pulled off logistically well, like Los Angeles in whatever that was, 84, there are always a few that don't go off so well, and that's just these big venues. You do the best you can. But really, people are there for spiritual reasons, and that's what we always have to remember. And I'm glad that these girls from Vermont always came back to that. That's a wonderful thing.
And as they always said, they go through the hardships, but in the end, it all turns out okay. So they are learning. They are learning from the hardships.
We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll have lots more for you from 2013 World Youth Day, live from Rio on EWTN Radio. Stay with us.
This is Life Issues with Brad Mattis, Executive Director of Life Issues Institute.
Christ said if we follow Him, the world will hate us. How true. Campaign Life Coalition is a great Canadian pro-life group. Its leader, Jim Hughes, is my good friend who works with me on the board of the International Right to Life Federation. The coalition contacted an IT company called the Data Bank to help improve their computer network. But the databank sent a strongly worded, rude response. The CEO, Chris Hansen, accused Campaign Life Coalition of promoting hate, prejudice, and bigotry, and refused to do business with them. It looks like all the hate, prejudice, and bigotry is coming from the databank, not pro-lifers. But they've been hearing from us. They removed the ability to contact them from their website. If the databank is so noble, why are they hiding?
Life Issues. Stay informed. More informed than you've ever been.
Let's return to EWTN Radio's exclusive World Youth Day coverage, live from Rio.
Hey, welcome back. Quarter till the top of the hour. We will be with you for another 10 minutes here on our live broadcast from Rio. Coming up a little later on tonight, Elena, it's going to be the welcoming ceremony at Copacabana. I know that's something that you're planning on attending, right?
That is correct. Very much in my heart to attend this massive gathering of world youth for World Youth Day, the very first encounter of the masses with the Holy Father, and it is going to be absolutely spectacular.
Well, that'll be great. Now, in our closing 10 minutes or so, do you have some more interviews to play for us, some more audio?
Oh, yes. There have been wonderful conversations that we've been able to go around picking up. And, you know, there are youth of all ages here, very young, a little bit older, and those who actually say, I don't qualify for World Youth Day anymore, but I feel young today. And among those age groups, we have young professionals who are just now about ready to start their careers, and they are on fire for the Lord. I want to take you now to listen to Colleen Quinn. She lives in Denver, and she is a journalism student just about ready to go out there in the world and is taking the opportunity to be here in World Youth Day to get vaccinated against all the depression that is out there. Just trying to get all the enthusiasm she can get to be able to go and make disciples of all nations.
So is this your first World Youth Day?
It is my first World Youth Day, and I'm loving it already, even though it's raining, and it's been raining, and I only brought one sweatshirt, so.
So are you prepared to get wet tomorrow? The big welcoming ceremony at Kopuk Banana Beach.
Well, my poncho got ripped to shreds last night in the wind, so I'm gonna have to go get another one. But other than that, I think I'll be ready for the rain with my umbrella.
So you're a journalism student, journalism major?
I graduated last May, so a year ago, with a degree in psychology and a minor in journalism. So, and I just finished up a year working as a missionary in Denver, Colorado, and looking for a job currently in journalism. Yeah.
So how does a young journalism mind process all this wonderful experience at World Youth Day? What's going on in your head right now?
Well, during the catechesis today, when the auxiliary bishop was talking, I just couldn't get enough of quotes. I don't even think I have my paper, but I just kept writing down good quotes he had and writing them down and writing off to the side things he was saying and just taking it all in. And I wish I could be everywhere at once, but you can't be everywhere at once. And so just taking in what I can and thinking about what I can tell my friends back home. I've been trying to tweet as much as possible, but we don't have Wi-Fi hardly anywhere, so I've been just trying to tweet different quotes and different things I've seen so far being in Rio. Just to update everybody back home, because not everybody is as fortunate as I am to be here.
Exactly. And have you been able to make contact with other friends here at World Youth Day? Have you run into anybody you know?
I have not run into anybody I know, but I came with about 30 people from Denver that I knew, and then about 70 people from the United States that were all here with the Christian Life Movement. So I haven't run into anybody that I know, and I actually don't know if I know of anybody. No, I know you, Jeanette. So I ran into you, and but yeah, I'm really not sure who all is here. So it'll be a surprise if I run into anybody, I guess.
Well, our Lord is the most excellent journalist because he brought us the best of news, the redemption in the gospel. How does that set a straight path for you in your journalism and what you plan to do for the future from the professional standpoint?
Oh, wow, that's a tough question. That's intense. I think that, I've realized the past year that I can bring Christ into anything. And I didn't think that I could. I had a very secular mindset all throughout college, and it wasn't until coming to Christ in the City, which is the missionary program I did, that I saw that I really can bring the Lord and His work into everything. And so I think that by just focusing on what my future goals are spiritually, I think I can take that into the work field no matter where I go, if it's religious, if it's secular media, if it's media at all. So it all just depends on what God has planned for me and what His plan is, because it's the best plan, not mine.
We can tell you have a strong formation, and I'm sure it's not going to be breaking news to you, but your faith is going to be tested. Are you aware of this?
Oh, I'm really aware of it. I'm still pretty new on my conversion, and still trying to learn how to evangelize to friends, evangelize to family. But I am a very determined woman, and God knows that I love a challenge. And He knows that if He puts a challenge in front of me, I'm not going to say no, that I'm just going to take it for what it is and really push to the end. And all I can think of is pleasing God, honestly. And that's what I've learned, is to just please the Lord above all, and that He's happy, and that one day, hopefully, I'll be able to see the fruits of that.
Spiritual life has its fruits, but it also has its obstacles. Have you had any obstacles so far in this pilgrimage journey of World Youth Day?
Obstacles? Oh, yeah. We got lost. We were about a mile and a half off yesterday, and it was about 11 o'clock at night, and it had been raining all day, and I'm carrying the American flag, and I'm carrying it high and proud as we were walking through the streets. We get cussed at by people that aren't Catholic. Mind you, there are non-Catholics in the city of Rio right now. Got cussed at by some locals, got yelled at, and we were probably not in a good area. But you know what? Just suffer with joy, and that's what I've learned this whole year. I learned to just really suffer with joy. And so last night was definitely a testament to see if it had worked, because we were with high schoolers last night, and they really don't understand that. They haven't been able to have the formation that I have had. And so just to have an upbeat personality and just be loving and charitable at all times, even at the toughest of times when you are being put through trial, and even when you're a mile and a half away from your hotel at 11 o'clock at night.
As a journalist, I'm sure that not only are you very enthusiastic when you speak about your faith, but as a journalist, I'm sure that you also are always thinking ahead and preparing for all different scenarios of trying to be ready, just ready to cover the news and cover the good news of the gospel. Did you bring any vitamins? Are you taking any vitamins to avoid getting sick or catching a cold?
I did bring them, but I haven't taken them. My dad actually got me prenatal vitamins before I left, which is not just for women who are pregnant. He told me he took them as well, that he can take them. When he was in medical school, and so he was pulling late hours, and they had to have all their vitamins. But so he sent me with some prenatal vitamins, and I haven't even started taking them yet. But I kind of feel that I'm starting to get sick, so thank you for reminding me. I have those in my bag.
I can assure you your mom did not pay me to say that.
Thank you. Oh, and it's my parents' 31st wedding anniversary today, so I got to call them and talk to them. And
would you like to send a message to them via EWTN radio?
Yeah, sure. I'll have to tell them about this. Happy 31st anniversary, Mom and Dad. I wish I could be there for you, but I'm praying for you, and I'm praying to our Holy Father, who will be praying for you as well. And I love you guys very much. Happy anniversary.
That is lovely. All right, so spiritual vitamins. How did you prepare to be strong here during World Youth Day? What did you do when you were before you came to Rio?
Was she talking about spiritual vitamins at first, or was she talking about physical vitamins? Okay, good.
I was talking about physical vitamins first, now spiritual.
Now I'm going to feel silly. Okay, spiritual vitamins. What did I take before coming to Rio?
Yes.
Okay, I prayed. We each had, I'm not going to lie. I can't lie that I did it every day, but we were each had a day of the week that we were supposed to say a rosary for our trip to Rio. So we came with a group, and so we each had like a day of the week. There were 7 of us. So I was Tuesday, I think, and I said it a few times. I remember to say my rosary. But, woke up early the day. I could have slept in because I was up till 1 a.m. the night before packing. But woke up early, went to Mass, and got some good prayer in, said some rosaries the day of, went to Mass every day the week before. And I was on retreat, actually, the week before. I was at Mother Cabrini Shrine in Golden, Colorado. So I was there for like 3 days with my community. We were just finishing up our year of service. So had some good reflection, had some good time to talk to God and just ask Him to guide me before I came here and to help me and to give me the strength that I needed to get here because I just wanted to sleep all the time.
Oh, well, the more you put in, the more you take home with you. And I want to congratulate you for that enthusiasm. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful World Youth Day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You too.
Wow, what enthusiasm that is. And Elena, I think she has she wins the Soundbite Award. Suffer with joy. Suffer with joy. She said it several times, and it really touched me. That's what we all need to do, because suffering is going to come. It's going to happen. We just need to take it, suffer with joy, offer it back to God, right?
A lesson to be learned, a lesson to be practiced.
Yes, indeed. Well, Elena, we're going to wrap it up here, but we will definitely be talking with you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern for our next live broadcast here on EWTN. So we'll talk to you then. Enjoy the welcoming ceremony later today, my friend.
Thank you very much, my dear friend, and go and make disciples of all nations.
That's why we're here. Thank you for joining us this time around for Countdown to World Youth Day 2013. Our next broadcast tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's the welcoming ceremony.